Who's got the first question?
Israel, if we could start with you, please. I mean, from the time you came into the UFC, you've been promising greatness, right? And you've delivered on it over and over. But, man, this is a big step up. You know, the legendary Polish power, the size. I mean, at any part along the way of prepping here, did you sit back and say, oh, my God, what have we done here? Have we bitten off more than we can chew in this one?
Never. Yeah, I got a big mouth, so I can eat a lot. For me, this is exactly, like you said, what I've always predicted to do in this game is change the game, change history. And I came in here just over 3 years ago, and look what I've done so far. And I got a long way to go.
And that interests me too, right? Because you've said that, hey, after this, if you win, you still want to go back and defend that middleweight title. But it's clear you have John Jones's attention. You know, you've teased moves to heavyweight as well. I mean, there's all these huge opportunities. So at that point, would another middleweight title defense even interest you, or does it become about chasing, you know, the biggest opportunities available?
Depends, but yeah, middleweight's my division, so I ruled that with the iron black fist. So yeah, I'm gonna go back down and handle business there, depending on the lay of the land. But also, I look ahead and see. I peek ahead. I don't look too far ahead because I've got this Viking in front of me. So yeah, I'm looking straight at him. But yeah, I peek ahead and just see what the lay of the land is and how I can change history again.
And you talk about history. I mean, I've heard a lot of people say that you have the ability to transcend the sport, like Conor McGregor. You know, just become this massive global superstar, maybe even bigger than MMA. I mean, do you welcome that? Do you see that for yourself? Is that something that you want, a legacy like that?
It's inevitable. It's inevitable. But I just have to get used to it. You know, I just have to accept it and not hide from the role that I'm in, not hide from the platform that I'm on. Because a lot of people get to the spot and then they start to like, you know, I've been here now. I'm like, I mean, what did Kanye West say? Y'all can have it back sometimes. But I just accept it now, and it is what it is. I am who I am, so I just run with it.
Thanks, Israel. I appreciate it. Jan, I wanted to ask you, I mean, you've been chasing this belt for a long time. Now you're up here defending it. Is the feel, is the emotion, is the energy any different now that you're finally the champion and they're having to come at you?
You know, I'm just happy that I can, you know, defend my belt against someone like Israel. So that's it, you know. I'm happy, excited. I cannot wait, you know, to step inside the octagon and start, you know, fighting against him.
Obviously, he's a fantastic striker, but he's moving up quite a bit, and he's going to be a lot smaller than you. Do you see him as a knockout threat? I mean, are you concerned that he could KO you, or do you feel like maybe the size is more of a factor than he's acknowledging?
You know, I try to knock him out and you know, defend myself the best I can. I try to use my, you know, all power, my weight to wrestling to take him down, or, you know, just knock him out. We'll see, you know. But, you know, he is really good striker, so I have to be, you know, watch for everything, because also he can knock me out.
Yeah. And everybody seems to be focused on what happens with Israel if he wins, you know. But what happens with you if you win? I mean, you could certainly win this fight, so are you thinking, hey, I want to get John Jones' attention, or I want to, you know, think about moving up to heavyweight, or is it just, you know, defend the next light heavyweight?
Yeah, I don't think right now about heavyweight. I think about 205. I want to, you know, defend my belt in Saturday. Then, you know, again in the 205. So we will see. First of all, I have to win against Israel.
Fair enough. Thanks, Jan. And Dana, just quickly for you. I mean, I know you still got 9 months left in the year, but a lot of people are saying card of the year already. Can you just talk about putting this card together and like what made you decide we're going to do 3 title fights, we're going to blow this thing out of the water like this?
Yeah, no, it just lined up that way. All these fights came together at the same time, and you know, the card is stacked. This is one of those cards that I'm excited about. My staff is excited about. You know, the internet's excited about it. It's got some good buzz. It's a fun card. A lot of good talent.
Last thing for me, we've heard about, you know, Israel's visions and how quickly he's, you know, moved up in the sport. He talks about fighting in packed stadiums. I'm curious, you were talking about Florida. Texas has opened up this week. I mean, I'm curious if you started talking to Texas, number one, and number two, if he wins, do you feel Israel is the type of talent that could sell out a stadium here in the United States as well?
Yeah, I mean, if he keeps doing what he's doing and you know, continues to win, continues to break records and do these things, yeah, like he said, it's inevitable. And yes, as soon as the governor of Texas said that, I called. Dallas said no, and I'm working on Houston. So see if we can get Houston done. I want to go to Texas ASAP. I'll go in the next 2-3 weeks. I'm ready to roll. So we'll be first. We'll open this thing up. We'll sell it out and be on our way.
And just for Petr Yan, if you could talk about doing his camp at American Top Team, how much that helped evolve your game as well?
Насколько лагерь в American Top Team помог тебе стать лучше?
Все было отлично. Каждый лагерь для меня что-то новое. Я стараюсь приобрести что-то новое. Я продемонстрирую это в субботу в бою.
Everything went great. You know, every game I'm learning something new, and I will try to show it in my fight.
I hope they teach you how to catch a mouse.
Говорит, надеется, что тебя научили, как ловить мышку.
Я мышей ловлю всю жизнь.
I'm catching the mouse my whole life.
Mouse don't strangle people, though.
Ты одна из них, которая будешь поймана.
And you're one of them.
You mentioned Texas, that it's open now, and you said maybe even 2 or 3 weeks from now you go to Texas. UFC 260 is in 3 weeks. There's no chance that would actually be in Texas. Could there be?
Could be.
Really?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm ready to go.
And maybe
No,
even...
I'd move this one if we could. I'm ready to, listen,
We still got a couple days.
I told everybody when this opened up that I would be first and we would go first, and we will.
So maybe next month as well, 261. There's no location for that yet.
Maybe. Yeah. How,
You recall they've moved the show before on like a 3 days notice. Yeah.
That's true.
From Vegas to LA, so yeah.
That is true.
I wonder why.
Yeah, if we could do it, we'd do it.
You mentioned the top. Muhammad and Edwards are not here today. The fight is okay, though. The fight is not.
Yeah, the fight's on. Both those guys have had COVID, but for COVID protocol, we had to shut them down today.
And I just wanted to ask you also about Hamzat Chimaev. He posted that thing on Instagram a few days ago. Have you spoken to him lately? Any updates on his condition?
No, listen, the reason we all love, the kid and how he got 1 million followers in a couple of weeks on social media is that's the type of fighter that fight fans like, that they like to watch, that they like to follow. He wants to fight every weekend. The guy has some effects from having COVID. So he's on very heavy medication. He's supposed to be resting and relaxing. He's not. He's training like an animal. And, what happened to him is what's going to happen if you don't listen to the doctors. So, he needs to take time off. He needs to relax. He needs to heal. And then he can come back and fight. I don't know what he's going to do. We flew him out here to get him looked at. He's a grown man. He can do whatever he wants. We're trying to help him every way that we can. But he needs to chill out is what he needs to do.
And then just last one. I think people were surprised yesterday when they saw reports that Junior Dos Santos and Alistair Overeem are no longer with the UFC. Any comment on those two guys and their releases?
Oh, we love those guys. I mean, I was saying this morning, Alistair Overeem's never turned down a fight, and Junior Dos Santos is one of the nicest guys in the world. It happens every week here.
There's obviously a lot of talk about the future of the featherweight division after this one. Is it safe to say, all that aside, you're in this fight just to look out for you and have the best performance for yourself, not necessarily what else might be going on?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to not think about that, obviously, but at the end of the day, I can't control what's done with the division. All I can control is me and putting on great performances. Dana and the UFC are going to do what they want to do. My job is to turn up, show up, knock out, win. And that's all I can focus on. And if I focus on anything else, then I take away from my sole priority, and that's winning.
How does it feel to finally be a Twitch partner?
It's actually a really big deal. Only like 1.3% of people that stream on Twitch are partnered, it's actually a really big deal. So it's something I've been working on for a bit over a year now. So it's kind of cool to finally reach that achievement.
Congratulations. Real quick for Dana and Amanda, just on that note, just the future of the featherweight division after this one. We know we got our second one booked, Felicia Spencer and Danielle Wolf, but just where the status, either signing more featherweights, and then for Amanda, defending it possibly past Megan.
I'll let her go first.
I will pass Megan for sure. And I'm a champion. I'm going to keep this belt forever. Then whatever he want to do with the division, if he, after this fight, he finds somebody else, I'm going to be here to defend my belt.
There's the answer to the questions.
Dana, Khabib told me that he planned to meet with you here. What the situation with lightweight title now? How long he'll holder of the title? Do you have any plan about it?
Yeah, we're going to have dinner on Saturday or Sunday. and then you know, just talk and see. I think that a lot of these fights have to play out in that division. You know, from 9 all the way up to number 1. I mean, they're incredible fights. You can mix or match them any way you want, and they're really good fights. And let some of these play out to see who will fight next for the title. And I think that if Khabib is interested, you know, he'll take the fight. You don't hear Khabib saying, "Leave me alone, stop asking me." So there's still a chance. That's the way I look at it.
So, but doors still open for him, right?
What was the question?
Doors still open for him.
I think so, yeah. I think it is.
We're gonna break you on Saturday. We'll see. You only talk. Only talk? Yes. You think so? Why do you think so? You think so? Yes. How? You can't hit what you can't see. You can't hit what you can't see. You can't hit what you can't see.
Thank you, boys.
I'll see you. It's gonna be a good fight.
Take your belt. Hold on. Aljamain, just face forward real quick, you guys. Thank you, gentlemen. Next. Fucking awesome. Face forward, please. Awesome. Thank you, ladies.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.